You were put here on this earth to create and expand the universe. This is not my opinion. This is fact. And in this video, I'm going to explain to you why this is the case, because I need you to understand this. See, so many people want to be successful, and so many people want to one day live the life of their dreams, but they try to get there by efforting their way through, right? By just thinking like, okay, I'm being told this is what I got to do, and let me just do that and not think about anything else, right? But I'm here to tell you that it's a lot easier to get wherever it is that you're going and to get the things that you want in life by first taking the time to understand who you are and understanding your place in this universe, to understand what this existence is all about. The universe, the foundation of the entire universe is creation. It has always been creation, right? Long before we as humans came on this earth, right? Nature existed. Nature was created, right? At some point, somehow, nature was created, and then we as humans were put on this earth after nature already existed, right? Because that is how we were able to eat and sustain and reproduce, right? Then from then on, we were able, if we fast forward, right, through human history, we were able to create everything that we now see in this planet, right? So everything that you can see, everything that you can touch, everything that you can pick up with your senses, right? Everything with the exception of nature was created in the mind of man. It was created in someone's head. Someone had an idea, right? Something of making something that at some point didn't exist yet, but they used their ideas and their creativity to bring forth something that was in the invisible and bring it out to the surface into the physical world. And that was able to shape our world, right? So everything has always been creation, right? Even nature was creation, but then all the things that you see with the exception of nature, we as humans created that. We as humans created the bricks and the concrete and the glass in order to make buildings, right? We as humans created technology for the iPhone, for the camera that I'm speaking into, right? We as humans even created the notebook, right? With a pen. We created these tools so that we can not only share, so we can write, we can draw, we can communicate, we can share information, right? These were all ideas that we as people created, right? We made these things. These are our inventions, and we brought that forth into this world. And because of our creations and our inventions, it was able to shape our world and help improve our lives. So you were put on this earth to create as well, because as you create, you help expand the universe. Think of how many more things we have now compared to when we did during the caveman times, right? Back then, we had to go hunt for food and we had to make our own clothing. Right now, we can go to the supermarket and buy food, or we can just go buy clothing, right? And we have so many pieces of clothing. We have, a place to live. We don't have to migrate all the time like how people back then had to, based on the different seasons, right? Usually you would probably migrate somewhere warmer when the weather started getting cold, right? How many, creations that have benefited our lives because of it, right? We have been able to benefit from the creations of so many human beings that came before us, and we will continue to benefit from the creations of so many other human beings. And you have the power to create as well. You have the power to think for yourself. You have the power to generate ideas. You have infinite creativity that can benefit other human beings, that can benefit the world, right? The same way how, and this is one of the best ways I like to put it, the same way how we are similar to our parents because our parents created us, right? We share their DNA, but we might share a lot of their behavioral traits. We might share their accent. We might share their way of doing things, right? We might share their appearance, or we should share their appearance, right? So many things that we'll share from our parents because they created us, right? If we came from an almighty creator, then shouldn't some of that creator's gift be within us, since we came from the creator, right? This is the gift of creation that we were given. This is the divine power that has always existed within us, that we can use to bring forth things that appear in our mind and bring it out to the surface. Think about how different our lives would be if all the ideas and all the creations that other people had, if they decided not to share it, right? Just think about how different your life would be if the Wright brothers decided not to invent the very first airplane and to not pursue flying, because at the time they were told by other people that flying was impossible. But they didn't believe that, they didn't care, because that was their dream to one day be able to fly. And that dream is what propelled them forward to be able to create the very first airplane. So because of that, when it's time for you to go on vacation, right, it's very common for people to catch a flight towards wherever it is they want to go, right? If you were here in North America, right, and you wanted to travel to the other side of the globe, typically you would take a flight now to go from United States to Europe, right? Had the Wright brothers never invented the airplane, and had the airplane, had they kept the idea to themselves, or had they just not decided to pursue it, then it might very well be possible that we would still need to travel on ship, right, on boat, in order to get there. But because of their creation, it has benefited the world, and it has helped expand the universe, right? Think of your favorite dish. You might absolutely love mac and cheese or hamburgers, right? Think about the people who created the dish. I don't know who created the dish, but let's just say the person that created the dish, let's just say they decided to keep that dish for themselves. Or let's just say they decided not to create that dish, right? How different your life would be if your favorite meal didn't exist, right? I mean, of course, you wouldn't know what you don't know, right? If you didn't know your favorite dish didn't exist, right, then it wouldn't be a possibility in your mind. But knowing what it is and knowing how it would feel if it didn't exist, right, you would be living in a drastically different life and world, right? This is with everything. We as humans, we are creators. We were put here on this earth to create, and our creation is what helps expand the universe, because there are now more ideas, more inventions, more creativity that's out there in the world that helps push everything forward. So this is why you need to be confident and proud of what it is that you do and of what it is that you offer and the skills that you bring to the table, because that will help push society forward, right? See, so many people are afraid of pursuing their passion and doing the thing that they want to do because they think that it's too saturated or that there's no space for them. But I'm here to tell you that there's always going to be space for you, because you are your own unique person. Even if there's 8 billion people on this planet and there's billions of people that came before you and billions and trillions of people that will come after you, there's never been a one-to-one copy of you ever. So you have a combination of your own unique upbringing, your own unique experiences, your own unique personality and behavior, your own unique thoughts, right? You have your own creativity. There's so many things that makes you special that will make you one of one. And so there's always going to be space for you, because there's never going to be another person like you. There's never going to be someone that's identical to you. And it's like, even if you're operating in a space that there might be other people already in or other companies already in, right? That doesn't mean that people have to pick and choose. That doesn't mean that, like, greatness can still coexist, because everyone can win in this world, right? There's no such thing as competition. We're never gonna be of one-on-one copy. I'm never gonna be one-on-one with anybody, right? So that's why there is no competition in this world with me. It's just me. There's nobody else, right? And that's how you have to see it as, right? If I use a simple example, you have Nike and Adidas, right? Just because there's Nike and Adidas, it's easy for people to say, oh, well, these two are competitors because they're competing in the same market of fitness. But there's plenty of people that buy products from both brands, right? So you don't have to just pick and choose. You can actually have both. And that's the same with you. If you're a small content creator, don't think that, because there's a large content creator out there that, people are going to have to pick and choose between you or them. And because they have so many subscribers, that it won't be possible for you to ever have a lot of subscribers. The people who subscribe to them may very well one day find your channel and subscribe to you. And you can provide content that might be similar to that person, but it has your own unique twist and your own flair, which makes you unique, which makes it that, it can't be found anywhere else. And that's how you need to look at yourself. You need to hold yourself in high regard. You need to believe that you're capable. You need to believe that you're worthy. And you need to trust in what you do. Trust that you are a creator, and trust that you were put here to create. You should be doing, at least each and every day, you should be taking time to create something, right? Or working towards some sort of creation, right? Because that is what gets the juices flowing. That is what gets you excited. That is what makes you feel good. because I don't think anyone wants to feel as though they're a robot, or like that they're a hamster on the wheel, just doing what they're being told over and over and over each and every day, where they feel as though they don't have any creative leeway to go do the things that they want to do, right? The reason why creating makes us so happy is because not only we're using the gift that we were given, but also creation happens from the inside out, right? You're taking your own ideas, your thoughts, your creativity, and you're also taking your own personality and you're bringing that out to the surface. You're sharing something that has existed within you with the rest of the world. And that's something to be proud about. And that's why you should get into the habit of creating, because as you create, once again, you help to expand the universe. Just think about it. Imagine if Elon Musk decided not to make Tesla, right? Or so that then that's one large, electric car company that's gone. Or if Toyota decided not to make cars, or if Honda decided not to make cars, right? Like if all these car brands just decided to not create the car brands, then we wouldn't have cars. If everyone who's ever created some sort of invention that has benefited society, if each of these people decided to keep these ideas to themselves and just not create, we will be living in a completely different world, right? We wouldn't even exist, because we are born because our parents decided to create us. So if no one decided to create, then humans wouldn't even exist anymore, right? So you can see how this isn't my opinion. This is fact, that we were put here on this earth to create, because we can make things that start off as an idea, we can bring that out to the surface, and that can truly benefit the world. And the more creation we have, because 8 billion people existing at once, that means there's billions of people who are all coexisting and all creating at the same time. All of our creation is what's going to continue expanding the universe. This is why technology continues to advance, because as someone, invents something new, some new technology, some new idea, it eventually has like a ripple effect, and then everything else begins growing and expanding, right? This is how it all works. Because we're creators, that's why we were put here to do just that, to create. And so you want to get into the habit of creating, right? If in this case, if you're watching the video and you're a small content creator, right, get in the habit of creating content. Worry less about the views, because you can't control the views that you get on a video. You can't control the comments that you get on the video. You can't control what the algorithm decides to do, if it tries to pump your video out and give you 1 million impressions or not. You can't control that. But what you can control is your ability to create. So sometimes, right, we as humans, we tend to like track our progress based on the outcome, or like the results. But sometimes, right, in the form of creating, right, you want to focus on the process. You want to focus on the process of creating and get in the habit of creating. Because once you begin getting comfortable with creating in one area of your life, that will have a ripple effect, and you will develop that, confidence to begin creating in other areas. You will begin believing in yourself and believing in what you do and what you can actually offer to this world, right? Because you are your own unique person, there is something of unique value that you can offer to the world, and that will not only improve your financial situation, but that will also improve the well-being of this entire world. So trust in what you do, even if right now whatever it is that you're doing, you may not get that much traction. If you enjoy what you do, if you love what you do and you're passionate about it, continue sharing it with the world, right? Just do it, because that is in your nature. That is who you truly are, a creator. And as you continue creating, you help grow the universe, which has been the purpose of this all along, the purpose of this entire existence, right? Remember, we all started here. Mankind started with very few humans, and we were able to grow and expand to 8 billion people, right? We probably started in very small villages and tiny civilizations, and now we've grown to large cities, right? Technology started off very pretty much non-existent, and now we've expanded to the point where we can message or call or FaceTime somebody on the other side of the globe, right? We can get a hold of almost anybody, like at any point, because of technology, right? That's how far we've come, and we're going to continue expanding. So your true essence, who you actually are, you are a creator, and you need to be creating, because your creations are going to benefit the world. Just as you've been the beneficiary of the creations of other human beings, you also have the power to create and allow your creations to serve other people. Focus on creating so that you can tap into your true essence and be able to serve the world. So that wraps up the video. Enjoy the video. Do leave a like and subscribe as we're on the road. So many subscriber guys. So once again, it's Joel and I'm out. I'll see you guys for the next video.